just say, hey, Hal, we just need your attendance. If you can't do it, that's fine. But I think it's kind of crazy it's only 4 more meetings, or 5 more meetings, but.
Something they just turned into on the variance.
We are live.
We are live.
All right. Well, if we are live, then it is Thursday, August 6th, 2020. And this is the City of Elyria Board of Zoning Appeals. We are conducting this Board of Appeals meeting via Zoom. And so we are not all of us are at City Hall. Some of you are. And it's about 3:05. And I would ask Madam Secretary to call the order.
Bill Fritz,
Present.
Timothy Golden,
Present.
Harold Minnick,
Excused.
Karen Mobert,
Present.
Julianne Sadowski. Present.
Okay, and did everybody receive their minutes as well with the packet
Yes.
from our meeting on July 2nd?
Yes.
Yeah.
So at this time, the chair will entertain a motion to approve our minutes of July 2nd, although the agenda says our May 7th.
Yeah, I screwed up.
That's okay.
As
July, but I will entertain a motion to approve the July 2nd minutes.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
And I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve our minutes from our July 2nd meeting. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, then they're approved. Before we get started, folks, I would like to let Mr. Bondi and Mr. Hook know that we do not have a full set here. Mr. Minnick is not present. You're entitled to have your case heard before a full board. If you wish, you can have your case extended out to another date when we have a full board. If you want to continue today, you live by our decision. There's 4 of us. It could be a tie. Who knows? So it's up to you. If you want to proceed, we're fine with that. Mr. Bondi, what say you?
Yes.
You want to proceed today?
Yes.
You also agree to proceed via Zoom?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Hook, what say you, sir?
I couldn't hear half. I'm sorry. I just joined again. I finally had got my microphone to work, so I couldn't
Okay.
hear the first half.
What I said is that you have a right to have your case heard by a full board. We do not have a full board. There's only 4 of us, not 5. So if you wish, you can have this matter continue to be heard by a full board. If not, and if you want to proceed today, you live by our decision. It could be a 2-2 tie. That means you don't get your variance. So it's up to you, and we don't have a problem either way. The second part of that is, do you agree to do this hearing via Zoom?
Yes, I do agree with the Zoom meeting. I'm okay with the Zoom meeting. I'm fine with the forum only.
Okay, very good. So we're going to start with our case presentation format, and we're going to ask the applicant to explain their position to the board. After that, we'll ask the building inspector and Mr. Farkas. Yes, he's here. Okay. We'd ask the building inspector to explain the city's position. And then if there are any proponents or opponents, since we are live, we may have some. Corey, is there a way, if there's somebody out there listening to this great show we got going on, that they could voice their opinion?
Currently, no, there is no way.
Okay. Well, if there could be proponents or opponents that could voice their opinions, then the board could ask questions of you folks. At that point, then this chair would probably entertain a motion on your case. Seeing as that there's no old business, we'll start with our new business, case number 2020-6. That is Patrick Bondi, 615 Furnace Street, Elyria, Ohio, 44035. Requesting a variance from section 1144.02A of the Elyria Codified Ordinances, accessory uses. The applicant is proposing 100 feet of 6-foot height wooden fencing along the rear and side property lines of both parcels, 613 Furnace, which is a vacant lot, and 615 Furnace. The zoning code states that an accessory structure may not be located on a vacant lot without first having a principal structure such as a home. Mr. Bondi, would you please present your case to our board?
As far as what, just telling you what my intentions are, or?
Yeah, let us know why you want a variance.
To be at, so currently my house is 615 Furnace. I acquired the property at 613. My yard is currently fenced in. I want to remove the fence that is dividing my two properties and extend it over across the vacant lot to make it a bigger fenced-in backyard.
Okay. Is that pretty much it? Is there anything else?
I think that pretty much sums it up.
Okay. Mr. Farkas, City of Elyria.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, through you. Point of correction on the code section. The correct section should be 1144.03A. It was a typo and a carryover. I'm currently training some people on prepping variance letters, and this one slipped by. So that is a correct section. With that, I'll continue with my report. The request is to install a privacy fence across parcel 0624049105-003 and onto the vacant lot 0624-049-105-004, which is currently zoned residential medium density district, which is currently in violations of chapter 1144 of the Elyria codified ordinance. The property is currently zoned residential medium density district, the requirements of which can be located in section 1144 of the Elyria codified ordinance. As required by section 1144.02F, single family home is permitted as a principal use. Permitted accessory uses are acceptable, contingent they are customary and incidental to the permitted use, i.e. home, as per section 1144.03A. The accessory use can be further explained in section 1125.105 of the Elyria codified ordinance definitions as to the intent of the structures. When a residential home is constructed, the code intent is to permit accessory uses as a secondary option only if the main structure is present first. As the property lacks a main structure, the existing fence would create a non-conforming use and is not permitted per the section reference and would therefore become non-conforming per Elyria codified ordinance chapter 1171. That is the end of my report.
Thank you, Mr. Farkas. Any board members with questions?
I have a
Mr.
question.
Chairman,
Oh, go ahead.
no. Are you sure?
Positive.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I have a question for the
Please.
applicant, I believe.
Please go forward, Mr. Golden.
Thank you. The fence that's being proposed, is this fence going to go on the rear yard and up both side yards until it reaches the Furnace Street?
No, just to the front of my physical house, I want to go from the front of my house straight across the vacant lot, which doesn't impose any like visual impairments for any neighbors or anything like that. Just a fence, and there's already existing fence across both backs of property. My current property is fully fenced in. It's just to add enough fence to go across that vacant lot to fully fence it in.
Mr. Chair, through you, I'm holding up to the screen right now a copy of Lorraine County map that was provided that delineates the lineage. Hopefully that'll give some clarity.
Yeah,
My neighbor
that was provided in our package too,
Okay.
I believe. Is it?
I
just have
also
a question.
included
Is it the one with the orange or the red, Mr. Farkas?
Let's ask the owner. I'm uncertain.
Okay.
It's 003 and 004.
And it would be the reddish one.
Gotcha. Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Bondi. I apologize.
Yeah, there's a school behind that property, Horizon School. So there's already a 6-foot privacy fence going across both properties. My neighbor has the same, what I'm trying to do to mine, my neighbor has the same exact thing. He also owns 2 lots. And when he bought his house 2 years ago, he ran a fence off the front of his house over to my property line to fully fence in his yard as well. And I checked with all my neighbors. I included a thing where most of my neighbors signed a form saying that they're actually all for it. It'll make our area look better.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I have one other question, if I
Sure.
may.
You may.
If I may, Mr. Farkas, are you allowed to put a 6-foot fence on the side of your house? I do not remember the code.
Yes, the zoning code allows a wood privacy fence 6 feet in height, but it cannot go beyond the front border line of the home. As you can see from the Lorraine County top view, you can see how the houses line up. The fences depicted show compliance as they are behind the house front line, and they are permitted to the side. Now, if this fence were to protrude closer to the road, that would need another variance for a fence in excess of 6 feet in the front yard.
Thank you. You answered my question.
You're
I
welcome.
just have one comment, Daryl. Can't you also just combine these into one lot and not even need a variance?
Yes.
It is a possibility, but if, let's say I own that property, it's a buildable lot of record. Taking a fence down is simplistic. You could sell the lot and build a home and makes a quick flip. But that is a decision to the owner they have to make. That's just me talking out loud.
Karen, Ms. Mober, did you have a question?
Yes. I just wanted to clarify that with Mr. Bondi, are you intending on putting an accessory building there on that vacant?
No.
No.
Maybe,
Okay.
maybe a shed. Maybe a shed.
Okay, that was a question. So if there was any type of shed or outbuilding, he would need another variance on that parcel,
That
correct?
is correct.
Okay.
And I just have a question for the board or Mr. Farkas. Seems to me last year there was and it might not be exactly the same, but over in that area, did we not grant a variance for a guy where the house was demolished on that lot? I just don't know if it was adjacent to his house though.
I don't recollect this particular location, but in past, we have done one on, I think East River, and we've done a couple. Yeah, so we have done some similar to this. I think Reeves Road comes to mind. We're going a couple years back, but
I just remember one over in that 5 Points area about a year or so ago. A fella had the house demolished, bought the property, and there was just a garage on it or something, and he asked to fence it in. So, okay, that's all I have. Anybody else? No? Okay, then at this time, the chair will consider a motion on case number 2020-6, Patrick Bondi, 615 Furnace Street, Elyria, Ohio, 44035.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion to accept the variance request. And I'm sorry, I lost my train here. Of 1144.02 of the side yard setback.
03.
thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
And I'll second that motion.
All right, it's been moved and seconded that we grant the variance in case number 2020-6. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, and Mr. Bondi, your variance is granted. You should be getting something in the mail in the next day or two. Well, we don't know if it's mailed. We're not sure. We can't guarantee when you'll get it, but we'll be mailing it out in the next day or two.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Am I able to get off this call now?
Yes, you may leave.
All right, thank you. Bye.
All right, the next case on our agenda is case number 2020-7, Randy Hook for RH Salvage Yards, 760 Infirmary Road, Elyria, Ohio, 44035, requesting a variance from section 1164.07 of the Elyria Codified Ordinances, the minimum side yard setback. The location of the proposed office structure is intended to be 10 feet from the side property line. The zoning code states that the minimum side yard setback permitted for structures in the L1 district is 15 feet. Seems to me we've heard this case before. Have we?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Did
Last meeting, he had an accessory, a storage building that went for the same variance. This time it's a new office building. He's asking for the same.
Oh, is it already built?
Yes.
No, not this building. I hope not, Randy.
Oh, not this one.
It's-
The back building is going up, now, but the front office, we want to line that up also so I can have more parking spaces up front. That way the buildings line up in the back. So basically the same thing as we did, I think 2 months ago.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out if we tabled that and we're back again, or if this was new. And that, so now you've answered my question. So this is new.
This is new, correct?
Okay. Do you want anything further you want to add, Mr. Hook?
I mean, essentially the same thing. I want to line up the buildings in the back. The original one was set at 10 feet. The new one that you approved was set at 10 feet. And now the front office, I want to set that at 10 feet. That way they line up, and I can have a bigger office and then still enough parking spaces in front to where if the employees can park. So the extra 5 feet will definitely help.
All right. Any board, or well, Mr. Farkas, what say you, sir?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, through you. Plans have been submitted to install a new 22 by 36 office building for the reference site 10 feet from the side northwest property line, thus aligning it with the current structures already on site. The premises is currently zoned light industrial district, the requirements of which are found in Chapter 1164 of the Elyria Codified Ordinance. Specifically, Section 116407 states the minimum side yard setback permitted for structures in this district shall be 15 feet. The applicant is requesting a 10-foot setback. As I indicated last time, the plans are in review, and this particular structure is located adjacent to an existing building that was already on site. So if you can visualize the new storage facility that we approved 2 months ago, you got the existing building, and now the office is closer to the road. I think you guys have the site plan in front of you.
Yeah.
He's going through the review process, assuring fire rating is being maintained, but from the zoning aspect, it's just a repeat of what we did 2 months ago.
And this is the smaller of the two buildings. Is that accurate? The one that's closer to the road. Okay. All right. Anybody from the board? Any questions?
Pretty straightforward.
Tim, you're okay. I was going to say, Tim, you were muted there for a minute.
No questions.
No questions? Okay. Well, if there,
No
I have none either. Mr. Taylor, do you have anything to input on this one?
Randy, are you driving or are you parked?
The very same thing.
No, I'm parked. I'm parked.
Oh.
Looks like he's in his car and I don't know.
I am in my truck, but I'm in some I'm in some parking lot. I don't know. I almost forgot I had a meeting, but yes, I'm not driving.
I just had one question. Darryl, is there enough room from a fire truck apparatus standpoint between his building and the one next door?
They can actually straddle it parallel to the buildings. Fire department can pretty much have access to the existing apron. I have not submitted this and have received a response yet from fire department. So that is still pending if they're comfortable with it. But from my aspect, there's plenty of room.
So zoning's not an issue. That's the more of a building question that doesn't involve us.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Well, then the chair will consider a motion on case number 2020-7.
Motion to accept case number 2020-7.
I will second that motion.
Been moved and seconded that we accept the variance for case number 2020-7, Randy Hook for RH Salvage Yard on 760 Infirmary Road in Elyria, Ohio, 44035. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the ayes have it. Randy, you're going to get your approval here in the next few days.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Folks,
Thank
seeing
you.
that there's no other miscellaneous business and it's about 3:19, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion to adjourn the meeting, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second that.
Been moved and seconded that we adjourn to our next ensuing meeting. All in favor, say aye.
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 Those opposed, the ayes have it. Thank you very much. I have to start another meeting that started 20 minutes ago, so I gotta get out of here, folks.
Good luck with
All
that.
right, have a good one, guys.